Miner's Life, a movie about the 300,000 gold prospectors that came to California, by Ajay Penmetsa. Miners came from all over the world. They came on the Oregon-California Trail, the Panama Shortcut, and around Cape Horn. Oregon-California Trail. Most of the 49ers that were from the Midwest or East traveled on this trail. 32,000 gold seekers traveled through present-day Nebraska, Wyoming, Idaho, and Nevada. Traveling on ship was costly, so many traveled by wagons pulled by oxen or mules. The most common cause of death was by diseases and sicknesses such as cholera. The distance was 3,000 miles. The estimated travel time was 3 to 7 months. Panama Shortcut. The Panama Shortcut made it quicker getting to California. Miners sailed on canoe, and once they landed, they set out on mules or horses through a jungle. Many died from diseases like malaria, yellow fever, and cholera. After going through the jungle and reaching Panama City, miners arrived at an outpost to take a boat to California. It later took some miners weeks to get a boat. The distance was 7,000 miles. The estimated time travel was 2 to 3 months. Around Cape Horn. Those who traveled this route suffered the high fare that ranged from $100 to $1,000. People had small rooms for up to 8 months. The dangerous part of this route was the monstrous waves, frigid temperatures, and high gusts of wind. This was probably the safest trip, with thousands of men safely arriving to California. The distance was a whopping 15,000 miles. The estimated time travel was 4 to 8 months. The joys of miners' life. Miners had a tough life and created a unique lifestyle to survive the loneliness and stress. There was a lot of dancing and singing. Many people also turned to gambling and drinking. Saloons and gambling houses flourished in the mining camps. People kept correspondence with their family back home. The greatest find was in the early days of 1848 and 1849. It was not uncommon for a miner to dig $2,000 worth of gold a day. Eureka! Miners had many hardships coming to California. Most weather was not favorable, like freezing temperatures, storms, and dangerous river currents. Early in the gold rush, there were no laws, so gunfights occurred often. There were many diseases that rapidly spread, like malaria, cholera, typhoid, measles, and smallpox. People had to sneak into boats to get to California because they had no money to pay the fare. Miners had many hardships in California. Gold was a rare mineral, so some people could not find enough to pay for food and shelter. Poor diet resulted in problems like scurvy. Miners had to wake up early and sleep late. There was a lot of homesickness and loneliness. This was a town that was visited by many at a point of time. Now it is a ghost town. Prospectors visited the saloon when they were not mining. There was dancing, singing, and gambling. Miners found many of their resources in general stores. They found pans, shovels, picks, and tents.
Oh, I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee, and I'm going to Louisiana, my true love for to see. Oh, Susanna, now don't you cry for me, for I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee.